Everyone dreams about hitting the lottery, that one moment where everything changes, where money, freedom, and a brand new life are waiting on the other side of a single lucky ticket. But what if I told you that for some winners, that new life never comes, because the moment they hit the jackpot, they also sign their own death certificate. These aren't just stories of bad luck or wasted fortunes. These are cases filled with poisoning, disappearances, family betrayal, and deaths so strange that investigators and the public still question the official stories today. Today we're diving into the lottery winners whose deaths simply do not add up. Stories so disturbing they might make you wonder if winning the jackpot is actually the most dangerous thing you can do. Uruj Khan won $1 million on a scratch-off ticket, and within days he was dead. He wasn't robbed, he wasn't threatened, and he wasn't dealing with health issues. But suddenly, right after celebrating the win with a dinner at home, he collapsed and died. Doctors rushed to declare it a natural heart attack, something quick and simple. But the people who actually knew him didn't buy that for a second. He wasn't sick, he had no heart problems, and he'd literally been talking about all the things he planned to do with the money the night before. Months later, after his suspicious family pushed for a deeper investigation, a toxicology test changed everything. His blood was filled with cyanide, a poison so fast and so deadly that it can kill in minutes. That meant someone around him, someone he trusted enough to share a meal with, had slipped it to him quietly, cleanly, and confidently. Investigators then started looking at the people closest to the prize. Who would get the money if he died? Who had access to him that night? And why were there arguments in the family about his finances even before the autopsy results came out? Suddenly, this wasn't a lottery win. It was a target. Khan had business disputes, a complicated home life, and people around him who stood to gain a lot if he didn't live long enough to cash that check. But even with cyanide proven in his system, even with all the signs pointing to foul play, no one has ever been arrested. No charges, no answers. Just a brand new millionaire who died quietly at home, celebrating his win, while someone nearby made sure he never enjoyed a single dollar of it. Abraham Shakespeare was a quiet Florida man who lived a simple, almost invisible life until the day a $30 million lottery ticket dragged him into a world he never wanted. Overnight, he went from stocking shelves and sweeping floors to being the guy everyone suddenly knew, everyone called, and everyone wanted something from. He wasn't prepared for the pressure, the fake friends, the endless hands reaching out, and he once told a friend, "I'd have been better off broke," a haunting sentence that feels almost prophetic now. Into this chaos walked Dee Dee Moore, a woman who acted like a savior, telling Abraham she could help protect him from greedy people. Instead, she became the greediest one of all. She gained his trust, convinced him to sign over control of his money, and slowly pushed his family and friends out of the picture. Abraham, who never sought attention in the first place, started becoming harder to reach, until one day he was gone entirely. Moore claimed he had left to find peace, sending strange text messages that didn't sound anything like him, and even trying to pay others to cover for her story. But Abraham's mother said she knew immediately. Her son would never disappear without a word, never abandon his child, and never stop showing up for the few people he truly cared about. As detectives followed Moore's trail of lies, forged signatures, shady money transfers, and bizarre attempts to steer the investigation, the truth became harder for her to hide. The case reached its darkest point when officers dug behind a property connected to Moore and found Abraham Shakespeare buried beneath a concrete slab. A man who just wanted a little peace, a quiet life, and a break from financial stress had instead become the target of someone who never saw him as a person, only as a jackpot to be claimed. Jeffrey Dampier's story is a chilling reminder that sometimes the people closest to you are the ones you should fear the most. After winning $20 million in the Illinois lottery, he didn't vanish or live selfishly. Instead, he stayed grounded, using his winnings to support his entire family, pay bills, buy gifts, and help people get back on their feet, always trying to be the kind of person everyone could rely on. But behind the scenes, his sister-in-law, Victoria Jackson, and her boyfriend, Nathaniel Jackson, grew envious, convinced that Jeffrey didn't deserve his fortune and that they were somehow entitled to it. Slowly, that jealousy turned into obsession, as they whispered and plotted in secret, testing the boundaries of how far they were willing to go. One night, they lured him to what he thought was a normal visit, ambushed him, tied him up, and forced him into a van. Jeffrey begged them, pleading for his life and reminding them of everything he had done for his family and community, every way he had supported those around him, but their greed had already consumed them. When he couldn't give them everything they demanded, Victoria pressed a gun to his head and pulled the trigger, and they callously dumped his body like trash, going home to act as if nothing had happened. The shocking betrayal didn't go unnoticed forever. Both Victoria and Nathaniel Jackson were arrested, tried, and convicted for his murder. And personally, I think this is one of the cruelest cases. Because Jeffrey wasn't flashy or selfish, he was generous to the very end, and it was that very kindness that made him a target for the wrong people, proving that sometimes the greatest danger doesn't come from strangers, but from those who are supposed to love you. Rene Senna's story is one of the darkest reminders that sometimes winning the lottery doesn't change your life, it ends it. In 2005, Rene, a humble farmer from a small town in Brazil, shocked everyone when he won the equivalent of $50 million in the Mega Sena lottery, instantly becoming one of the richest men in the region. At first, he tried to stay grounded, helping neighbors, supporting his family, and living quietly. But suddenly, everyone wanted a piece of him, including people he thought he could trust. The biggest change came when he married Adriana Almeida, a woman much younger than him, who went from working in a beauty salon to living in a mansion overnight. But behind her affection was a growing obsession with Rene's fortune, and investigators later said she didn't want a husband, she wanted the inheritance. On January 7, 2007, while Rene was relaxing outside a bar he visited almost every morning, two masked men rode up on a motorcycle, walked straight toward him, and fired multiple shots, killing him instantly. At first it looked like a robbery gone wrong, but detectives quickly learned the killers left his gold jewelry untouched, and followed evidence straight back to Adriana. After years of trials and shocking revelations, she was convicted of ordering her husband's murder, proving that for Rene Senna, the worst danger didn't come from strangers. It came from the person he shared his home, his wealth, and his trust with.
Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. Our goal is to hit 100 subscribers by the end of the year, and every single one of you helps us get closer. Hit that subscribe button and join the journey. More amazing content is coming your way. See you in the next video.